say start, just say, hello, my name is Haru, I'm from this country, I'm from this university.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, start.
Hi everyone, I'm Haru. I'm an Asian American from California, and I'm currently a senior studying hotel management at NYU at the New York campus. Right. I actually didn't choose it specifically. My family kind of wanted to push me outside my comfort zone, and so I came over here with that in mind. I think most definitely. At first, it was a little difficult because I wasn't used to such an isolated, kind of campus. But eventually, it was really good for me in terms of growth and maturity. Right, the food. I think in terms of quality, the food provided on campus by NYUAD is so much better versus the quality of food at the New York campus. The selection here is a little more limited, but off-campus wise, I feel like there's a lot more diverse food in New York versus here. There's not too much diversity in food here, but also I feel like the food provided by the cafeteria in the New York campus is more catered to the American audience, whereas the food here is more catered to a more international audience. The dorms here are a lot nicer, like the rooms especially. We have a lot more space. I dare say it's about 1.5 to 2 times more living space. Most of the dorms in New York, you have a shared closet, so it's really nice to get our own big closet here. The restrooms here are a lot bigger, a lot nicer. The water pressure is nicer too. Yeah, but the dorms in New York, some of them have like their own dining hall or dance studios in there versus here, so that's one thing. The pastime, I feel like because it's not essentially convenient to go off-site campus that much, so after classes it's very common to either go to the library, hang around the campus, just talk with friends, or because there's not that much things to do, people often go study a lot more. Whereas within the New York campus, as soon as classes end, it's not uncommon to go with friends to go grab some bubble tea, go to a nice cafe, or even just go play for a few hours and then starting homework. The first thing that I noticed was the school was a lot more welcoming and a little more nice. Oftentimes more patient, but on the offset that it becomes a little slow. With New York, I always felt like I had to rush somewhere. Everything was bam, 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 bam. But I feel like the atmosphere is very go with the flow, chill, you do what you gotta do, but at your own pace. The biggest thing was the amount of engagement involved within the classes. Class sizes here are a lot smaller compared to that in New York, especially with the intro or core curriculums. A large class here is like 20 to 30 people, whereas within a large class in the New York campus is around 500, 400. So, yeah, I was really surprised when everyone in the class sort of became friends and started talking to each other, because in New York it's unless it's a relatively small class, I do not talk to my other classmates.
500 is like our whole class.
Oh, that's right.
Like our whole class.
Yeah, so a huge lecture hall, the professor doesn't even know you exist. You don't show up to class, it does not matter. From what I've gathered in terms of dorm parties, the parties here are a lot, in terms of the RA, they're a lot more laxed compared to the RAs in New York. I feel like in New York, as soon as you reach you go beyond the minimal sound volume, then the RA comes in and busts you, is hey, what are you doing? But I feel like here they're a little nicer. They knock on your door hey, can you please keep it down? I don't know if I should be talking about this, but in terms of smuggling alcohol in, it's a lot harder here versus in New York. But in terms of off-campus is a lot easier to get into parties, but you do have to know a few people if you want to get into the line quicker, versus here it's not that much queue time. Right. I think the number one best thing has to be the people. Most of the people I've met here have been really friendly, really welcoming. They want to show you around, they want to be your friend. The second thing has to be the quality of the food here. I did get tired of it at some point, but it really feels like I'm getting a nutritious meal, which is really rare for being on campus. Number 3 would have to be how much the school cares about you here compared to New York. In the New York campus, it feels like they don't care about you at all. You're just a paycheck. but here they like actually make sure to like make you feel welcome, make you feel like you belong here. At the start, I had to say I was pretty miserable, but after a while getting to know the people, getting to be more familiar with the environment and the campus, I feel like it was a really fulfilling stay here. I'm super excited to go back home, but at the same time, like for the first time in a while, I can say like I'll actually miss some of the people like I've met through school. My advice would be really aggressive and don't take things too seriously. One of the things that I had to kind of switch up was in New York. It's like I ignore people a lot. I just do my own thing, and I do not care about anyone else around me. And that's more or less the same for a lot of other people there. People aren't going to be as friendly there, or they're friendly, but they're not gonna like reach out their hand a lot more than people here. So if you want to make friends and if you want to like hang out with them, don't be afraid to be the one to initiate it, because oftentimes they're waiting for you and you're waiting for them, and if that happens, then you're never going to like see each other.
I need one last thing. Can you give me a friendly bye?
See ya.
Okay, thank you so much.